What's good? Listen, you are the vibration of light that carries justice. And what I'm hearing right now, or what I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing, is like the spirit. How do I say this? A lot of the times in religion, we're kind of like given this idea that, like, because Christ did it, that therefore we're not really responsible for anything, and that we're just going to be like magically shielded from hardship. And yet Christ himself said, take up your cross. So if that, like, even if that's the story that you subscribe to, it's one of those things that it's like he himself said that we were all going to go through some ish, and then and then there's other belief systems that believe that we actually know that, like, we came here on purpose as light workers to do the dang thing and to bring light to this realm, the same way that the spirit hovered over the face of the deep. In that same way, the spirit is within us. And we can look at everything on different, like, levels. There's micro levels, like down to like the atomic level, and then there's like different levels as we go up to the universal level. But the paradoxical nature of this realm is that the universe is composed of the exact same atoms and building blocks as the very tiniest seed. And that's why the fingerprint of the creator is seen throughout every living and, well, every organic thing, we'll say. I'm Brittany Sunshyne. This is SeedSoilWater, where we align with divine revelation for deeper roots and brighter blooms. And I want to keep on this message while it's here because it's still kind of flowing to me and through me. I was going to put on makeup and look good and stuff, but you know what? Who freaking cares? When the message comes, we show up and I flow it. I am a divine vessel, of the Spirit of the Most High. Thank you. That's so beautiful. And this message, so what I was getting to is, in a way, like, it of course like, it mourns the spirit that we have to go through those justice serving experiences. And yet also the truth of the matter is that the way that we get through it is via the embodiment wow, and the enablement of the Holy Spirit that protects us. And so it's one of those, like, remember that story where it was like they got thrown into the fire and they came out not even smelling like smoke? They still went into the fire. It was a crazy experience. It was probably traumatic. It was probably wild. It probably even felt hot, but somehow it just somehow it worked out with them. And there was a fourth one in the fire with them, and that's true for you. So if you're walking through the fire, there's some, the spirit is indeed in you and with you and surrounding you. And I remember when I was going all the way through it and being the divine reckoning for a person that made really crazy choices, and I warned him. I warned him that I roll with the Most High God, and if you mess with me, like, it's not going to go well for you, and I'm not even going to have to do nothing. And that's exactly what happened. But I also had to pay a price through it. But also there's like this element of crushing that produces the oil. And so it's kind of one of those, I look back and I'm like, did we both know when we came here? Did we both agree that we would be the catalyst factor for each other's life? Is that why it felt like purpose when we found each other? And we were like, yes, because we both had synchronicity after synchronicity, confirmation after confirmation, everything. We were just following the path, and the path led this way. And it sure enough, like, and then later Spirit said, you thought you heard that because you did hear right. And it was just, it's so confusing. There are definite times where it is very confusing. But we all come here to elevate and to evolute, to evolve as souls. Evolute, I like that word, even though it's not a word, but I like it. We came here to evolve as souls, okay? Stick with me, pay attention, tune in. I know that I can kind of get into the ramble, but I pray that this revelation would pass to your spirit, and that the Holy Spirit would indeed flow through in order to bring forth the transformation and the identity shifting knowledge and maybe a little bit of comfort in there, you know, because the point is you had to live through some things. But whether you can see it right here or not, you are the carrier of the vibration of divine justice, and it is indeed doing its work in the atmosphere. And like I said, remember how David was like, it was good that the Lord, what was the word he used? Like, I don't know if it was oppressed, but the point is he was like, it was good I went through what I went through because I had to learn. Like, that's the other thing. As the divine justice vibration is existing in us through the spirit of fire that is within us, it's not only transforming atmospheres, but it's also transforming us. And there are things that we've acquired through lineage, through time, through experiences and through false programming that we're just sometimes disillusioned and we're under a false narrative. And then it's like the fire is sure to burn away everything that is not that organic truth. Woo, okay? And so we are carriers of the divine revelation inherently. Inherently, because we said yes to the righteousness of and I that word is so like, ugh, you know, it's like such a sticky religious word, but ultimately it's something that we should value because we want that. Like, we want that clarity. We want that balance. We want that humility. We want that goodness. We want it to be that pure, you know? So it's something that's like, yeah, religion has totally spun that word and weaponized it probably, but I'm talking from the most liberating sense. Like, we want that righteousness. We want it all over our life, okay? Because what does it do? It drops anchor. And it is the thing that maintains us or like sustains us through the storms of this life as we encounter this realm of that is still out of balance and still polluted in a lot of ways. And as we carry this divine revelatory fire within us, it creates storms. It creates storms because that fire sets off. Imagine like if somebody's really polluted. So let's think about a forest. I've used this analogy before. A forest that is tended to versus a forest that has a lot of like ground. What's that called? Ground mess, like trees and shrubs and dried whatever, like if a forest has been tended to on the bottom, then when a fire comes, it doesn't just take off the way that one does that has a lot of like sticks and leaves and fallen trees, and it's all, you know, that's like kindling for the fire to just take off. Okay, so that's how it is. Like, we willingly walk through the refiner's fire so that we can be kept up clean, so that when we encounter the fire in life, it doesn't just set everything off. And that's kind of the ones that refuse to do the inner work. They're walking bundles of kindling that when they encounter the fire, it like burns everything down, okay? You have got mail. You've got mail. You've got mail. I mean, this message is mail itself, isn't it? Hold on, I'm being called to this deck over here. So let's see what the next part of this is. So you are your, and it's crazy because just your existence itself in cooperation with the spirit of life is the thing that illuminates the realm, and it sets the frequency. And it's funny, it's like, even, you know, it's kind of like because of you and despite you all at the same time. Does that make sense? Because, and that's the beautiful thing about that perfect plumb line of righteous peace and stability and balance, is that it doesn't require our perfection. It uses us like as the vehicle while also perfecting us, while also balancing the atmosphere too. And it's, you know, via our willingness. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's get into this. Enlightenment. Let's get into it. Enlightenment. And it has this beautiful, like, it's almost like a sailboat, but to me it also looks like a flame. Come like a flame of fire, a mighty rushing wind. Our praise will rend the heavens. Come fall afresh again. Vast galaxy. Our beautiful home galaxy is so large that if you traveled at the speed of light, it would take you 100,000 years to go from one end to the other. It's small compared to some galaxies. For example, the Hercules A galaxy would take 1.5 million years to cross at the speed of light, and ours is 100,000 years. The realm of galaxies is so vast and so wide that it is beyond human comprehension, which is why the galaxy often symbolizes great enlightenment as well as faith in the forces much greater than us. The sacred landscape wants you to know that enlightenment occurs when one steps out of the confines of an ordinary definition of self and expands into a greater awareness of the self within the universe. You are now reaching into the invisible realm of spirit and connecting with what you cannot see. So, like totally what we were just talking about. You are okay. Wait. Forces beneath the surface are supporting you on your journey. Have faith in yourself. You are so much more than you believe yourself to be. Have patience that there is a plan unfolding. The sky is the limit. This card represents enlightenment and signals that you are entering into a time of expansive transformation in a luminous and remarkable way. Trust that the changes ahead are for the greater good, for most certainly they are. Yes! And that's what I was trying to say. It is like, through this transformative experience and through the divine justice that you carry, just the vibration of divine justice that you carry, it sets things as you go. And sometimes it's hard to tell that it's actually working for the greater good, but yet it is, okay? And so as you move, we're being invited to trust the divine, to be the one that guards our heart, and to live with this awareness that everything is happening for us and not to us, and that even through the craziness, that it is indeed all working together for good. Okay, so with your energy into that hope-filled promise, so into that belief, so into like everything works out for me. I don't even know how or why, but it just does. Don't look back, okay? And don't even think about the things that have held you back in the past, because the spirit is the elixir of the spirit. Once you add the elixir of the spirit into a situation, it can make everything right. And so prophesy according to your revelation in terms of what I just got done saying, that whole idea, and be like, choose to script a letter and declare in front of the mirror that everything is working out for you. I do, by the way, I create monthly workshops with workbooks that I put in ALCHEMYZE, the monthly membership. That's $11.11 a month. So if you're interested in doing bite-sized life transformative things, every single month I create a workshop and a workbook, and it helps to hone the mind to get into alignment with this type of thinking, this type of living. And we really are projecting an energetic signal from our being, and it is connecting to the field, and it is like our order up. There was a while where I was using the hashtag order up, because really we're ordering up our experience. And of course we aren't dealing with the trauma that we carry, other people's relationships, other people's free will choice, other people's belief systems. And so it's kind of like, there are moments of clashing, but if you choose to sustain the vibration long enough and consistently enough, and you decide what you want, and that's kind of half the battle in the beginning, is like figuring out what you even want, defining what you want, deciding what you want, and then getting stoked that it's for sure on its way. 1414, as I looked up, maybe the number 14 is significant right now, so I invite you to look that up. And I am going to leave this message here. Be blessed, be well, be free, and I'll catch you on the next one. Congratulations on the justice that you carry, because you are shifting realms with it. Wow.